guys, Jay Product Performance here. Here's something get a fair amount of questions on. So we sell a lot of Transbrake valve bodies for C4s, C5s, and we also sell the do-it-yourself Transbrake kit. And the questions we get is on installing the Transbrake solenoid. So this is the Transbrake solenoid. This is the bracket that holds it. This is the Transbrake valve. That's the Transbrake spring. And this is the screw that comes with it. So, first thing is first. This is made for the case that had the push-in style vacuum modulator, which means this is not threaded. It's smooth bore like this. The threaded one looks like that. It's got threads. Now, the annoying thing, Ford being the way they are, okay, 64 to 69 was threaded, but so was 1970 and 1971, but the case was different. So it was the newest style case, but they still kept the thread-in modulator. Now, this solenoid does not fit that, obviously. And if, you go a step further here, it's not going to go in there. And to my knowledge, they do not make a solenoid that's threaded that will fit this thread. Yes, they make threaded ones, but they're Power Glide threads. They're not, for the Ford. To my knowledge, I could be wrong. Maybe somebody in the world has one somewhere. Let me know. I'd like some. I've considered making them, but it wouldn't be a big seller. I just really don't want to. So we'll get back to that in a minute. Let's talk about this. So here's your valve that comes in the kit. The spring is going to go inside the hole in the end. Okay, a lot of people don't understand that. And you're going to put it in, spring end in first. And that should slide right in. And you want to make sure the bore is clean and everything. And very important, this should slide in nice and easy. We want that nice and, I don't want to say loose, but we want it to slide in nice and easy, okay? That's very important. If it's kind of rough going in there, you need to fix that. First thing you need to make sure, get some little brushes and make sure this bore is cleaned out and brush it real good. If it's still a little draggy, you can take this valve and just hit it with some emery paper. Spin it in a drill and hit it with some emery paper until it slides in and out of there nice and easy. That's very important. Now, the other thing, people say, oh, I got a leak. Solenoid's leaking. Alright, here's the most common reason why. Now, I understand the modulator used to have an O-ring groove in it and all that. They don't make these like that. In fact, they don't even give you a seal for it. I put an O-ring on here for you, and it just rests on the base. It's not in a groove. And what happens is that O-ring, and there's another thing too, you want to make sure this slides in fairly easy. And if it doesn't, sometimes you gotta, either clean that bore a little bit, or you gotta just take some sandpaper to this and take a little bit of material off of there if it's not going in easy, Doesn't have to be as loose as the valve, but you want it to be, you don't want to be fighting it and forcing it in there. So what has to happen, if you can see here, this O-ring is just up against the flange of the solenoid to the case. Okay? In order for this to not leak, that O-ring has to be compressed a little bit. So here's what we got to watch out for. So we're going to give you this bracket, and we're going to give you this screw, and it has 2 washers. Now, typically, the theory on this, 1 washer here, and then it's going to go into your bracket like this, and then the other washer is going to go on the inside. Okay, and then you're going to remove the bolt that was in here in the extension housing, and then this is going to go in like this. And that slot there, line that up with your wires, because you don't want to pinch your wires. These solenoids are expensive. If you damage those wires, you're going to have to buy another solenoid. So let me tighten this up, and then we're going to check the O-ring. Give me 1 second. Alright, you probably can't tell, but this O-ring has compressed some. And what you do, just take your fingers. This should not want to turn. If it's loose and turning in there, that means there's no compression on this O-ring, and it's going to leak. And guys, don't email me about leaks. You know, I get so many emails about leaks on units. Not necessarily, most of the time it's not anything I had anything to do with, but, you know, hey, I got a leak, I don't know where it's coming from. Well, how the hell do I know? You have the car. You're looking at it. I can't see it. You know, there's no way I know where it's leaking from, especially if you don't and you got the car. So, you know, those are just waste of time emails, you know, saying I got a leak somewhere and I can't find it. Well, you know, you gotta bring me something. I can't find it either over an email. Even if you send me a picture of drips coming out or something, you got a better idea of that than I do. You got the damn car. You know, just spray everything down with solvent, get it nice and clean, and keep your eye on it and see where the leak's actually coming from. You know, that's all I can tell you there. So, okay. Enough of that. So that's slightly compressed. Now, this worked out as planned. 1 washer here, 1 washer here. Say this didn't compress and this was loose. Just remove this washer. And you can put it here if you want. You don't really need a double washers up here, but just remove this washer. That should give you some more compression on it. And it's not one of those things where you want to really compress the crap out of it. It's not really necessary. This should work here quite well. If you're worried about it, or if you are having trouble with this, just put a small amount of sealer on the base of this, and that should take care of it. Don't go crazy gooping it up. Just a little bit of sealer. You should be fine. You know, just so it. And what I'm saying is not actually on the base of the case, but put it around the round end of the solenoid, so that the sealer gets inside the bore a little bit. You know, just towards, put your sealer towards the base. Don't put it at the very end of it. Okay, if that makes sense to you. If you need to, I try not to use sealer because it's so hard to clean off after. Now, here's the other thing. We want to check to make sure this valve is aligned and working correctly. Now, I put a hole here, and the reason this hole is here, so you can take a screwdriver or something and you can manually compress the plunger. Okay? And then also, if you look on the side here, these are, not only just for the wires, but if you look in that window, you can see it. So when this is engaged, you want to make sure that this plunger is all the way up against the body of the solenoid. It must touch this body. You don't want it to be bottoming out before it touches that body, because you'll lose holding power. That's very important too. So if you have a situation where Transbrake just won't stay engaged or whatever, that could be the problem. You're not getting full contact, because it's a magnet, so if that plunger doesn't touch the body, if it's away from the body, you know, you lose holding power. Okay, so that's why that slot's there, and the wires too, and that's why I put that hole in the back. And I know that this is easy to see because it's out of the car, and sometimes it's not that easy to see in the car, but you know, get creative with mirrors or something if you can't see it. And you know, just like a good magician, you know, it's all done with mirrors, right? All right, so here's the other thing you got to look for. If you look in this first window here, you can see the edge of the valve. You can see we have a lot of distance here, okay? So what that does is it allows this passage to vent out here. We want a good amount of distance here. That's important. This needs to be vented very well and very free. Now, other thing you want to check, when you push this solenoid in, if you look, I don't know if I'm getting it, you need to make sure, if you look at this little V, you can see the land of the valve, and you want to have about, you know, roughly 20 thousandths of opening there. You know, you don't have to split hairs on it. Don't send me an email. I got 23 thou. Is that any good? You know, use some common sense, you know, but look at this. You know, you want to make sure it cracks into there. And what that does, what's happening here, is it's shutting off this passage and it's connecting these two passages. That's with Transbrake engaged. That's how that works. When the Transbrake's disengaged, this passage goes to vent. Okay, so we want a lot more vent than we do on, you know, this is your pilot oil in here. So you have oil pressure here, and that oil pressure will go into this passage when this is depressed, like that. Okay, so that's those checks there. I believe that's everything, and these don't really draw much current. I don't know, you know, probably just 2 amps. I'm not really sure what the spec is, but the wire's very small, so it's not a lot of amperage. You know, probably just a 5 amp fuse or something on it, maybe 10 amp at the most. And polarity's not important, and just, you know, good ground. I don't really like people grounding them to the transmission. I'd rather see you bring that ground wire up to the frame somewhere, just so you don't have any problems. And one wire to a 12-volt source. You know, your button on your shifter or whatever you're using to activate it. Now, let's talk about this bastard here that they made for 2 years. You can still use this, but here's what you got to do. You're going to have to drill this out with a 9/16 drill to fit that solenoid, and you don't want to go any deeper than you need to for the solenoid to, you know, because you can't go too far and, you know, and get into the workings here. Don't go crazy. Make sure you're not drilling any further than you need for that solenoid, you know, just for the O-ring to touch and compress on here. That's all you need, no further. Now, here's the frustrating part for me, and it's, here I go again, it's usually shops, you know, just enough knowledge to be dangerous. They might figure this out, you know, they'll drill this and get the solenoid to fit. Here's what they do. They take the valve that comes in the kit, and watch this. Watch how easy that fell in there. And I don't know if you can see this, but let me try to do it from in here. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Well, look at that valve just flopping around in there. They don't notice this, okay? What's going on here is this bore is larger than the later model here. This is, it's undersized, but it's about 3/8 of an inch. This one's about 7/16 of an inch. So if you put this valve in and get your solenoid to fit, and you do your other checks and everything, and you think you're good, well, you're not. Here's what happens. Yeah, hey man, that Transbrake doesn't work, doesn't engage. So, you know, you go crazy with these guys running around trying to figure out why the Transbrake's not engaging. Because they didn't tell you that they had this early case and drilled this out. Or, you know, I don't know, you know, maybe somebody had previously drilled it out. I've seen some weird things, you know, somebody's already goofed around with it and they don't know. But, you know, if you see that valve, I mean, I told you I wanted it loose, but not, you know, not this loose where it's just flopping around like that. You know what I mean? It's your Transbrake's not gonna engage, and you're gonna have a very large leak in first and reverse as well. So you can't do that. So what do we do about it? I typically don't really stock them, but I will make you a valve that will fit this early case. So if you do have this, now again, this is 1970, 1971. I don't have a Transbrake for 1964 to 69 because the valve body won't properly bolt to the case. You can get it in there, but there's some differences that are going to matter. We'll go over that another time. But so if you do have this bastard 1970, 1971 deal, and you want either this kit or a Transbrake for it, tell me you have a 1970, 1971 in the comments box on when you check out on the website. Just put in there that you have a 70 to 71, and I will have to make you a valve that will fit this larger bore, and then you will have to, again, drill this out to 9/16, just deep enough to get your solenoid in. That is about it. I think I've covered everything on this. And so they usually go in pretty nice, and most of the time it really isn't an issue, you know. This one went in great. I didn't have any issues. Compressed the O-ring perfect, and you know, but you never know, because this here, this is just a casting, so these can vary. They're not, you know, they're not machined on that thickness, you know, very accurately, so sometimes this may not compress. And again, the way you tell is this will be tight. It won't want to rotate. And I'm talking with your fingers. You're going to be able to rotate it with a big pair of pliers or something, but, you know, so again, use some common sense there. And if it is weeping on you a little bit, just try a little bit of sealer on it. And you should be good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.